You don't wake up knowing markets, kid. Everybody starts brand new. First you learn what moves, what waits, and what risk can really do. No racing clocks, no magic tricks, no get rich overnight. Just learning how to place a trade and sleep cozy and tight. No shortcuts, no loud claims, just rules you understand. Know what you're risking, know your why. Keep a steady hand, one trade at a time, that's how it's done. Slow is smooth and smooth is smart. You learn before you earn, my friend, that's how confidence starts. This ain't a sprint, it's a longer game, so pull up a chair and plan. Welcome to Options for Beginners with Dan.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry for the technical delays. That's on me.
All right, no. Good morning, everybody. Glad you're here. Today we're gonna I think this week focus on 0-day credit spreads, and we're gonna go next into iron condors, whether that's this week or next week 0-day, and just to talk through them, right? And so let's start with Troy. If you want to I'm going to bring up an example of a credit spread. I'll talk through a couple points and then bring another one. So we're going to look 0-day. So today's March 4th. And I'm just going to put up a credit spread here. We're going to sell one. We're going to go March 4. And just, again, we're focusing on beginners, relatively low capital. I'm going to sell the 68.75 call and buy the 68.80. So sell the at the money call, sell the at the money call, which is the 68.75, and buy the 68.80. And then if we look in here, Troy, we can go over there. Well, why don't you talk a little bit about this, Troy? We've got we're a little bit short delta on this one. I'll talk about this short 6 deltas. Very good positive theta. You can see they're 109 because it's a 0-day. The game's over today. Not a lot of data.
It's a 1-to-1. It's a 1-to-1 trade. I mean, it's kind of, you're taking a pot shot, and
yeah.
And the question is, are we going to be up 60 all day? Are we going to be up 100? Are we going to finish down? That's kind of what you're taking a gamble on.
Yeah.
And it's straightforward. It's small capital.
Yeah, as Troy said, risk one to lose one. I mean, if you said to me, now I would consider this, we're going to talk about 2 credit spreads real quick. This would be more of a directional one, right? You're giving up probabilities to get good risk reward, and you can sell this at the money or even sometimes a little bit in the money. And what I like about, if you sell it a little bit in the money, I might get closer to $3. But what I like about this, just saying how I'm thinking about this on a day like today, I look at, okay, the range, Troy, in SPX, the low is 68.19, the high is 69.16. So we're up in the, I didn't even know we hit 69. No, we didn't hit, we had 68.80 today. Yeah. The high is 67.71, the low is 68.11. So we've got about a 60-point range. The last 2 days have been 100-point ranges. So I'm looking at this and saying, hey, if I go, so first of all, and this, we'd call this a directional credit spread. When would I do this? When we've gone up fast in a day, right? When we're up in that upper end of the range, I'll sell it at the money or a little bit in the money. So right now, Troy, move it. I would probably do it maybe 68.70 to 68.75. And you'll notice, so I'm just going to go slightly in the money on my short, just a tinge. But now we're getting a credit of almost $280, right? So the total risk on this, folks, would be the difference in strikes 5 less the credit, $220, right? But here's the beauty of this. Here's the beauty. Say, Dan, where's the beauty of this? That's a good question. The beauty of this is that if you look at the Greeks, right? what do we got, Troy? About 6 deltas short. If we go down, let's remember, everybody, we're bringing in almost $3, $280. Our risk is $220. If we make 30%, that's $60, right? Say, how long would that take, Dan? 6 deltas short. If we go down 15 points, right? That's $90, right? So I mean, you don't need a lot of room on the downside, right? If we go down 20 points, 20 times 6 would be 120. If we go down 10 points, 60. I mean, you could do it on a 10-point move. So what I like about these is you don't need much room. You've got, and all you're looking for, you think about it, we've come up 70 points from the low. We're not asking to go down 40 or 50. Go down 15, we can get this off, right? That seems more reasonable.
We've made $30 since we modeled it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But you know how quick it is, folks. You're not, and again, if you said to me, Dan, are you bearish today? No, I'm not. And Troy was right on in the morning session today saying, looking for a rally today. But we went right up to that midpoint of the range for the year, 6,900 or close to it, right? And then we backed off. So this would be a directional one. So what am I looking to enter this? I'm not really looking at a delta. I'm looking to do this at the money or slightly in the money, looking when we've kind of made this fast move. We're up towards the upper end of the range. And again, this is 11 Eastern. So we've had time, wouldn't you say, Troy, to develop a range?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think we're in a range today. Now, who knows what could happen with a vol like this. And
again,
yeah.
So I would have a good till cancel order in on this minute I sell it.
Yeah.
To buy it back for like at least 30% profit, because these often, you know, look at here. We probably
you're up you're up $45.
Yeah, you're almost, folks, and this is not, as Tom Jones would say, it's not unusual. Yeah, it's not unusual because, again, am I saying that we're not going to be up today? No, we could be up 100 today. But even in days we're up 100 when we've rallied up, we're going to come back 15 or 20 points, right?
Oh, yeah.
So this would be a directional 0-day credit spread. Now, let's go the other side, right?
Get a little nuts.
Well, let's do we'll call this a probability. You know, we're 11 Eastern. We're near the upper end of the range, even though we're backing off pretty quick. I bet on this trade chart, we're going to hit 60% 30% as we speak, right? Because we're close. But anyways, the other one, right, when we were up in the upper end of the range would be, okay, we're going to sell a call credit spread. It could be to leg into an iron condor, but it's saying, hey, if we've gone up 80 points and I'm at the upper end of the range, do I really want to put on a totally neutral iron condor? Just something to think about, right? Yep. So if you do the call credit spread, now this won't look as juicy, but let's say we go sell a 15 delta, 17 delta call. Let's say a 68.90 call, right? So just do a 5 wide Troy, sell the 68. You know what? Sell the 68.95s. Let's do that. Sell the 68.95, buy the 6,900. So folks, this is a 5 wide spread. Now, instead of going at the money, more of a directional, this is a probability. I'm saying I'm picking the short strike by picking a delta right now of 13 or 14. That means there's only a 14% probability we'll finish over 68.95 by the end of the day, right? But here's the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is probabilities are in our favor, right?
That's right.
Whatever that, are in our favor. After looking at the directional butterfly, the credit makes me a little nauseated. You say, Dan, what do you mean? Now I'm getting a $70 credit instead of a $280 credit. My risk is $430. So again, there's no better or worse. Higher probability, worse risk reward. Lower probability, which the directional credit spread, lower probability, better risk reward.
It's the 80-20. I mean, you're risking 8 to make 1. you
Right.
know, but there's a good chance you'll do it versus you're risking 50, to make
That's right.
50,
Right. Yeah. In this way, this might be a way to leg into a 0-day iron condor if someone wanted to do, when you're getting more of a movement, right? If there was no range, if there was only a 30-point range in the SPX, you could justify, Dan, just stick the stinking thing on, right? The iron condor on. And I know people do in the OO community, many will do multiple of these iron condors during the day. Now, the other thing is, if you notice the deltas, folks, the delta's minus 30, minus 3, right? So if we go down 10 points, is a rough guideline, 10 times 3 is, we'd make $30, right? But the directional one, we were making 6 or 7. The delta was higher, almost 7 delta. So it was, if we go down 10 points, it's $70. Here, if we go down 10 points, 10 times your delta of 3, roughly 30. So,
Yep.
Whereas the directional credit spread, if we get a 15-point move down or whatever, I can get 30%. Here, it's not. You can still make money, but it's a little bit different, right? So you have probability versus directional. I think they both have their place, right? If we're really moving, right? If we've had a 70-point range like we have today, on a day like today, if we've had a 70-point range, I don't mind doing a legging into an iron condor from just the call side, or preferably doing that directional credit spread a little bit in the money. You can get almost $3.
Yep.
Get a little more short delta. On a 70-point move up, you're going to probably get 10 points down and you can get out of it, right? So it's, it's getting used to it. But again, on any of this stuff, sizing's important, right? When you're starting out, the directional spread was total capital at risk of about 220. This one is different, right? Because you're not getting that big a credit, right? $75 credit. You have $420 of risk. Now, if somebody said, hey, Dan, what would you do if once you put this credit spread on, if it went against you, would you just let it go? No. I mean, there's no way I want to.
No, you can't.
If I'm only making $75, right? I'm not gonna lose $425 if it goes against me. That would take 4 to get back, right? My emotions would be all over the place. So at the most, and there's different ways to do this. Maybe if I'm looking to, let's just say I was looking to make that entire credit. Let's just say that was it wouldn't be, but let's just say that was my modus operandi, or whatever that word is. You say, well, then when would you get out? I'd get out when I'm somewhere around 1.5 to 2 times. If I'm trying to make 75 credit, maybe when I'm down about 150, what would be 1 times 75 would be 75, 2 times at 150. So somewhere around $100 to $150 loss, right? If it went against me, I would get out of it, buy it back. So I would not let this go till, because the risk reward stinks, right? Because I got higher probabilities. But with the directional credit spread, I like that because, you got a better risk reward. It's but again, I think it's getting used to it, keeping the size small.
Well, and I think if you're a beginner too, the idea of saying like, this is something that can really get out of whack emotionally.
Yes.
If you're not careful, and it takes discipline to get out earlier when you're down, because you're like, well, the odds are it won't go or it'll revert and all this stuff. Whereas that first one, if you're a beginner, this seems like a really good way to begin in my mind, because you're saying, hey, just take a shot. First, it's good for you to learn about what you think you know in the market versus what you know. So this is a good way to do it. Let's test your instincts a little bit. You think it's going down? Risk 250 to make 250, or risk 230 to make 270. Take a shot. And then as you grow, maybe learn about the probabilities and how to deal with those probabilities. But I like this, Dan, because it's just, hey, you got $250. You want to try to get into options. You want to make a quick 50. You can go home to your wife or your husband at night and say, hey, I made 100% my first day.
Well, yeah. And I think with people, even when you look at the market on days we're up 50, 60, whatever, or up 30 or 40, at some point, just by watching it every day, if you're selling like an at the money, like I talked about there, if you're selling at the money spread or a little bit in the money for $2.50 to $3, and you have $2 risk, because of the delta short at it, most days, I would say a large percentage of the days, it's going to back off 10 points at some point, right? And you'll get an opportunity to get out. But I think it's good to get used to it. One couple comments. Real quick, I want to add a couple things. When you're looking at stop orders, I know this could be fuzzy with some people. Do you use stop orders? Someone would say, here's my thought. I don't use stop orders, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? But if I had multiple 0-day iron condors on, absolutely, I would have stop orders in. But this is just my thoughts. Call me crazy. I was thinking about this, and I could be wrong on this, Troy, but I've just my initial thought is, if someone said to me, Dan, would you always use stop orders, right? Or would you and you can automate it and use stop orders? I'd say I have no problem using stop orders 80% of the time, 85% of the time, 90%. But just like with a pilot, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Troy, if you're in massive turbulence, maybe the pilot leaves it. So this could be a bad analogy. Maybe the pilot leaves it in, the normal mode, or maybe he takes it out. But to me, if there was massive turbulence in the market, my first question is, or things started, why would I be doing range bound iron condors? Would be my first question, right? Number two, if things started to develop and getting icy, I would take over control, right? I would take over control. And we're talking a very, very, very just small percentage of the time, right? I mean, obviously, if you come in overnight, right, I come in the morning, you're going to know, right? If the market's down 100, 150, right? I might pause my 0 day. I don't know. I mean, I might pause it. But if let's say I'm ready to trade, or I have an iron condor on and the market goes crazy, I would want to take it off this is me, to do the orders myself, because I know execution could be a mess, right? Number one. And number two, and I don't think it's, the problem that went on in with some of the people who had stop order problems. I think it's a rare problem, but it's a real problem, right? And that's a different thing. I still think the exchanges were wrong on that. How they handled it, that's just my opinion. The last thing I want to talk about is, and maybe next time we can go over this, folks. Troy can maybe do something new in the Option Omega software. It's called the NORB, right? And I think of, anytime I think of the NORB, there's a university in Wisconsin called St. Norbert's University. Maybe they would sponsor the NORB, but the NORB is basically, or what's the one called, Troy, that there's no opening range, there's no opening range breakout.
No opening range breakout.
Yeah, and I think that could be incorporated into, doing these credit spreads and doing iron condors when we have that discussion. If there's no breakout, right, it's probably going to stay in a range. Maybe that would be a time, hey, I'll put the whole iron condor on, right? Or use some of those indicators to decide whether you do a credit spread, whether you do a directional credit spread, or whatever. I think there's some great things in the OO back testing that can help make that a good test. But anyway, I just wanted to share this, folks. Smaller trades, but you can see the directional credit spread only ate up $220.
Oh yeah.
The higher probability trade ate up $425, right? But I wouldn't, but anyways, hopefully, Troy, real quick here. When we did the credit spread at the beginning of class, the directional one, where is that right now?
Oh, we'd be up. I don't know. I don't even remember what the strike was. Do you remember what the strike was?
It was the.
Is it 90, 85, 90? Yeah, I mean, it's 85, 90, right?
I think it was the 6.
Oh, no, you could be right. We have to go back and watch the.
Yeah, we'll have to go.
You'd be up $100, I think. I mean, it drops quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, I think it's, watching these trades, and that's the great thing, folks, with the modeling tool. You can model these trades and follow it and get used to it. Be like paper trading, and you can get used to how it works. And you can do this every day, and then you come up with one contract or something like that. The other thing, you could always look at SPY, but I think, again, $200, I think, to play a $6,000 vehicle is pretty good. So we'll come back. We'll throw a couple. I think we'll spend one more day Friday talking about these credit spreads, maybe look at an orb or something to see if something from the back testing can help enhance this a little bit in terms of the timing and stuff. And we'll go from there. So
that sounds good.
That helps some of you folks. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on Friday.
Dan and I are about to go eat lunch together, so we have to drive now.
So we're trying to rush the class so we can go eat lunch. That shows a lot about us.
As we should. All right, guys. Have a great trading day. Bye.
Thanks. All right.